very, very warm good morning to all of you all.
Very good morning, Shilpi ma'am and team.
So today, once again, we welcome you to the Wednesday Wisdom and Saturday Skill series. And this morning, a very lovely morning, winter's falling in. And with that, I would just like to say a few things before I introduce you to today's speakers. The first thing is that today's webinar is on neuro-linguistic programming. So this is a new trend which was set in 2014. So you might have a lot of questions. So please use the ribbon down, which has Q&A written on it. So whatever questions you have, please put over there. The session will be having a lot of interaction, requesting you all to use the chat box to answer to whatever question is being asked, and stay till the end of the webinar, because we have an assessment which is attached with a certificate if you clear with the 60% marks. Next is, in case you happen to miss the webinar and want to come back, all these recordings are available on Facebook, YouTube, and there's much more on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Instagram. So do follow us over here, and you will get much more than what you expect. Now, wasting no further time, I would like to welcome today's speaker, Dr. Anna Maria Naroha. She is the principal of Orchid International School, C.V. Raman. Welcome, ma'am. A very warm morning to you.
Thank you very much, Shilpi ma'am.
I'd quickly like to tell a little about Anna, ma'am. So she has done her MSc and PhD in zoology along with her BEd, and she has 16 years of experience in teaching, with 6 years as a principal. Along with that, she had also been into the CBSE inspection committee from 3 years. She also has a a clause of working in with St. Joseph University, where she has worked for the quality assurance. After that, she moved to India, and when she came to India, she started working on this project of NLP. And under her project, she had been given to ensure that a few students using this technique are, their scores are upgraded. So she worked with a transgender, and that transgender, Gayatri, she cleared her NEET examination, and today she is in her 4th year of completing her doctorate. So, ma'am, that's a great achievement, because getting someone cracking an exam is really great. So let's hear from ma'am that what is NLP all about. So the screen is all yours, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Shilpi ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I think we have 64 participants. So shall I begin, Shilpi ma'am?
Yes. We can begin. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, Shilpi ma'am, how about my panelists?
Yes. So now I would be transferring a few of you and making you attendees out over here. All right. So because we have some activity with you. All right. So I have already started doing so. I am promoting you as panelists. So I have over here 6 people whom I'm going to take as panelists. Here we go. Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you very much. So today's topic is NLP in education. So that
let's
is neuro-linguistic.
ask ma'am let's ask the people who are being promoted as panelists to please open up their camera, because it
Yeah,
would be really
yeah.
helpful.
Especially for me because I am
Yes,
very much
because
dependent on
yes.
visuals.
Please request
I'm
you
a
all to
visualistic.
request you all to please open your camera. So we have Bhumi, then we have Amy, James, Ashwini, Geeta. Please open your cameras, girls. Thank you so much. Yes, ma'am. I think we can start.
Yeah. So neuro-linguistic programming. So let me give you the glimpse of this. Let me give you the experience of this neuro-linguistic programming, what exactly it is, because it's very difficult to explain someone. So let me give you that experience. So may I request all the panelists. So I hope everyone has, yeah, everyone's camera is on. So that is a great help for me. Yes. Uh, not only the panelists, all the participants, I request you, once you cross-check your table, wherever you are seated, look around and check what are the things that you have and all that. Make it sure that you are aware where you are seated, right? Awareness is a very important thing. Okay, so let's begin this exercise so that you get the glimpse of what is NLP. Uh, if it is helpful, you may close your eyes, and there is a pickle bottle in front of you. There is a pickle bottle in front of you, and you are opening the lid of that pickle bottle, and the aroma simply oozes out and comes and hits your nostril. And there is a spoon. You pick that spoon and take a piece of pickle, and you are bringing it closer to your mouth. Okay, so if you are closed your eyes, you may open your eyes, and all the participants, I request you all to share your experience of this particular exercise in the chat box. And I request all the panelists, you may take turns to tell me what exactly happened. What is the experience that you had with this exercise?
Amy, you are on mute. You have to unmute before you speak. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Can I go first?
Yes, please.
Yeah, actually, it is something to do with our senses. Like
No, what you experienced, what I am asking, what did you experience?
Yeah, it's something to do with my senses. So I mean, I love pickle a lot. So it really boosts my my senses up, and my taste buds also were like, inclined with my boosting, actually. My mind's boosting. And I like the aroma also. The aroma.
You could smell.
Yeah, I mean, sort of like with whatever was my favorite pickle. I got that pickle. Yeah, that pickle as well.
Some of them are putting it in the chat box also that they could smell.
Yeah.
Bhumi, what's your experience?
So yeah.
Yes, I just want to eat it the moment ma'am said, "No, open the bottle and take that." So I just want to put in my mouth and just want to experience it. So
yes, Bhumi ma'am, like you, I too am a foodie.
Yeah. So Ashwini and Geeta, any other experience you had while ma'am was telling you to open the pickle bottle?
It's me, Geeta, ma'am. Actually, I was imagining as if I have pickle in my hand because I like pickles a lot.
I can see her still saliving, huh? She was like, so perfect.
Shilpi ma'am has become very observant now.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, Geeta, go ahead.
I feel like I was about to eat the pickle and taste it.
Okay. How about you, Ashwini?
Even I felt the same thing, ma'am. I
All
was
right.
about to open my mouth.
All
Okay.
right. So yes, ma'am. Anna,
Dear
ma'am.
participants, we have only 3 to 4 this one messages saying that mouth watering. How about others? Since you are participating, I would expect
All
that,
attendees are
yeah,
requested to write their experience here in the chat box
yeah, yeah.
because we
Okay.
have heard from the panelists. Yeah.
Yes, Emmy ma'am, Bhumi ma'am, and Gita ma'am, Ashwini ma'am. Yeah, just want to cross check with you. Was that saliva, that the salivation, was it a real one or imaginary one? Because pickle bottle, we'll deal with pickle bottle later. Was this a real one?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yes,
aroma, you could smell that aroma of the pickle.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
real
fine.
one, ma'am.
Okay, okay, great, great. Now, just again, I say the same sentence which I started before the exercise. Kindly cross check your table. Is there anywhere pickle bottle, or someone in the kitchen might have opened the pickle bottle and the aroma is in the air?
No, ma'am.
Nothing like that, right?
No.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, great, great. Yeah, this is what that I'm going to deal today. This is how our brain works. Neuro, something to do with neurology, neurons. As you know, so that's how neuro-linguistic is the language that we use, and programming is nothing but the behavior. So, yeah, yes, Shilpi ma'am, you may remove the panelists.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining here in this activity. Yeah.
Thank
Ma'am,
you,
Thank you,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So neurology, this the neuroscience, as I said, it is something to do with the neurons. As you know, neurons are the one who take a major and the primary part in learning. It is because of neuron that we are learning, and language. So though there was no pickle bottle in front of you, I never said imagine a pickle bottle. My statement was very clear. There is a pickle bottle in front of you, but some of you, I think most of you might have even kept your eyes open, isn't it? Yeah. And but still, how is that you were not believing your eyes? There is no pickle bottle. I only say there is a pickle bottle, and you were able to see your surrounding, and still what has happened? You have repeated those words, you have repeated those particular sentences to yourself. And some of you might have not experienced this. You were not repeating that whatever I have said, or whatever, you were not following it. If you are not following it, it just you might have not experienced this salivation and those later experiences, right? So you have repeated that. Only after your repetition, even your eye can see there is no pickle bottle, but it's only after repetition what has happened immediately. The program is on. What is the program for the pickle? Pickle is something that is a food. Yeah. So for food to digest, we need saliva. That's how what happens immediately. Salivation. The first process of digestion begins with salivation, right? The saliva is needed. That's how the program is on. So from the salivation, the esophagus movements, these food pipe movements. Yeah, I'll try to avoid scientific terms. Food pipe movements, and from there again the stomach. So some of you might have experienced that particular a kind of. You might have experienced that hunger, because the churning has that movement of the stomach has already begun. So all this is a associated what is that behavior of the body. So we call this as a program. So the program is on already, because just because you have repeated it and how it has gone in. So this is what we say. The language to the neurons are very, very important, and they depend 99% on the language that we repeat for ourselves. So that language that is understood by us. Okay. So this is how. And the programming is nothing but the behavior that is required, the behavior that is associated with the command that you give. So that we call it. So this is what is neuro-linguistic programming is. So here is the map how it works. So external event, you may see that with a very small arrow. So this external event, whatever it may happen outside, it is happening, but everything that is happening is not registered. There are filters. Those filters are dependent on your decision, on your beliefs, on your memories that are there. Why is that? When we say pickle, immediately the salivation alert comes, but when I say it is a brown rice, nothing happens. Yeah, because we'll go to that later. I'll come back to that again. So these filters are there, those memories are there, because those memories are being created by the neurons, and immediately the pathway is clear there. And now this has been absorbed by the brain only after you give a command. Because here also we say something, because she told me, he told me this way and I was hurt. No, when someone says something, you are never hurt. We never get hurt unless we repeat it for ourselves again and again. Someone tells me that you are idiot. I keep on recalling that, and recalling the word with all the situation and everything, and only then I get hurt. You can recall any of your hurtful moments or any of your very bad experiences. When someone tells us idiot, tells me idiot, immediately I don't get no, my tears do not roll down. It's like I repeat it. She told me idiot. I am idiot. I am, at least 2 to 3 times it takes. You observe next time when you cry. When do I cry? So it's only when I repeat it. Don't repeat, you will not cry. Don't repeat, you will not get hurt. During the whole day, take for example, for us itself, someone tells me as a teacher, you did it very well. Okay, maybe my vice principal told me you did it very well, but later my co-teacher told me I am very jealous and you destroy the whole thing. Then later my HOD told me you are doing it well. But at the end of the day, there are 5 positive feedbacks are there and 1 negative feedback that I got today. But at the end of the day, or during that moment onwards, I keep repeating that I am very jealous and I am blocking her growth. I am very jealous, I am blocking her growth. What has happened? I have become sad and all the programming takes place because this is absorbed. There were so many other 10 things. Why am I not repeating those things? And this is where the NLP comes in. If Shilpi ma'am, sorry, I went out of the topic. So, but this is
Absolutely
how,
fine. So this will help us to relate also, because this is
yeah,
personal.
yeah,
Once we
yeah.
can relate to ourselves, we'll be able to deliver it to our students as well. So please go
Yeah,
ahead, Anna
yes,
ma'am.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. Thank you. So this is how what we repeat. This is the way I give it. These are filters. It's no one is responsible for my programming. It is because she has said this way I am. This is the way I am today. No one is responsible. I am responsible for myself. Okay. The filters are created by me. What I take in and what I repeat to myself, and that is how whole my programming is done. And what are these programming? Programming are nothing but, now, when I said salivate, when I said pickle, it goes for digestion. Those things all have been associated. So when I keep on repeating, I am good, I can do it, I do it. Okay, well, the things that are required, the quality, the hormones, the chemicals that required, all that is required gets connected and they start programming. When I say I am good, to get that goodness, when I say I can do it, I can do it. So when I keep repeating, when I start dreaming, that's how they say, no, dream big and all that. This is how it is associated. So when I keep telling a child, keep on saying those things, what happens? Immediately those programs get ready. That the thing that is needed, maybe you can sing today. What are the things that is needed for the singing? Maybe the finding of the thread, vocal thread, right? All this programming gets ready, and maybe that confidence, that courage, all that is slowly gets ready, and that's how the child becomes confident. So the filters are very important, and these filters, as a teachers, we have very great role to play, because as I have played a role in this exercise, when I said there is a pickle, I create that influence. Okay, and with that you are repeating it. So we need to be this influential person in children's life, in students life especially. Okay, so just to give you another glimpse of our filter, can I ask you a question? What is the color of the tomato? If you can put it in the chat box. Shilpi ma'am, just
Yeah,
count them.
They
Just
all
count
have
them.
right. I'm just counting that. How
Yeah,
many
yeah.
have
Thank you
read?
very much. I will not waste much time here
Some
because
have
Shilpi ma'am
written
has
white
already.
and red also, ma'am,
Yeah,
and green
yeah,
and
yeah,
red
yeah,
also.
yeah, yeah. Now, if I check these answers here,
Uh,
very good, very good. Now,
47
yeah,
have replied. Good.
yeah. At least out of them, 40 are red.
Yes.
Yeah. What has happened? Have we not seen the tomatoes? We all have seen. What are the colors? Now you think what you have seen. Tell me the colors of the tomato. Please put it down.
The different colors of tomatoes, you mean to say?
No, whatever you have seen.
Okay.
Fine. You have seen green tomato, you have seen orange tomato, you have seen yellow tomato, you have seen white tomatoes. You have,
I
yeah,
have never
yeah.
seen a white tomato. I have to yet to see one white tomato.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, what has happened? What are the filters that we had in our schooling time? Tomato, red, and that's how whenever it comes,
Yes.
because they were the filters, and that's how we made them to repeat again and again, again. Color of the tomato, red, and that's how immediately when we ask color of the tomato, it comes red because it is being repeated. A for
Apple.
because it is being repeated. That is a language that
Yeah.
is being repeated.
Yeah.
So now children are that way. So as a teacher in the young age, we play very important role of we influence children very much, and that's how I got interested in primary section. Though I was mostly I spent all my education in the education field. I spent my time from grade, I mean, with the teenagers and the university students. But I said this should happen from the young age. Only then it becomes more effective. So that's how
True.
we need to what we keep on repeating, and children tend to repeat that because there is no time even for you, and you did not have much time. This is what happens in the classroom. We do not give. So when we deliver itself, why don't we give the variety and make them very clear what is that they want, how my children want to be. So if you want them to be creative, you to think creatively and deliver those things. And of course our Orchid International School has a very good, very creative lesson plans that are there, and that is really helping. Now it is like it's all in the hands of a teacher, how we deliver it, what we
Yes.
say, because
The
what we
bestest of
say
lesson
matters.
plan fail, ma'am. I've seen the bestest and bestest of
Yeah,
lesson plan fail
definitely,
when you
definitely.
deliver it in the wrong way.
Because this
So,
is how what is
so
taken,
this
the
is
filters
definitely in the
are
hands of
there.
the
These are
teachers.
the
Yes.
instances that I given.
Yes.
Filters, it's only finally it is like what you say. Even these, what we I have said, I can say it in a 5 different ways and distort the whole image of this particular webinar itself. The notes may be the same, right? So this is way we say the filters are important, and we are very, as a teachers, we are very influential person. And if the child is getting that particular type of knowledge, then it is we who are filtering and giving it to them. So let us get into the complete theory and the practical examples of NLP. Before I begin this, let us see what are the advantages of NLP. So by learning this NLP, how it will be helpful for you. So this is the one, with these tools and techniques, you will be able to convert information into memory, and that is what we need it for the outcome. So NLP focuses more on outcome. How can we have that programming? Our focus, NLP focus is on programming. How can we set right that programming so that when you click like this with particular words and the programming begins? Okay, so this is where the NLP focuses. So with this, what happens is we are enhancing the outcome. We are enhancing the results. We enhance the achievement of the learner. So maybe we have a set of students, and if you're a good teacher, definitely you know within a month that what is the result that is expected from this batch of people, and we start planning from August, saying that what kind of strategy should be worked out because these are a little bit naughty. So how should we gather them? So by August we start breaking our head, because I have experienced this, though it is a long gap, but still I know that is what is happening. By August we start cracking our head. Now what should be done with this batch? How should we go about and all that? So these are the tools that we can make use, how we can bring out the highest potential of the child. So in this way we were able to like nearly 75% of the class, when I was teaching, we were teaching, it was 75% of the class were like, they were having a distinction, and everybody was like, how come, what happened and all. So this was the result in 2014-15 that we experienced. And even the centum we have, when we are in private company, we are given a target, at least we need 5 centum this year. So it's like centum, you're asking for 5 centum, not even 99. So when it comes this kind of pressure, that's how I was moved. That what is that? Then I got to know about NLP in sports field, where in Olympic in Europe, how for the sports, in the sports field, before they send the children, or they train the children for Olympics and all that, where they were using this NLP. That's how we got to know. And then I became more interested in this. And by the time in 2012-13, it was famous in Mumbai. And the sales, especially in India, it is picked up by the sales market, because they have a target to achieve, they want the product to sell and all that. And slowly it was picked up by the lawyers, because they want their cases to win and all that. So that's how, when I was the third batch in Mumbai, and that's what. But teachers, we were very few. We were only 2 of us in whole of 120 batch, I think we were. Most of them were lawyers. From the sales marketing, businessmen. Mostly they were businessmen and all this. So, but when we tried this in the education, definitely it is going to work, and you will experience this. And these are the founders, Mr. Richard and Mr. John Grinder. Yeah. So let me first speak about the neurons. Let me start from neurons. Now, these neurons, it is because I'm not only, it's not there in LAP just because I'm zoologist from the biology background and all. So I understand the neurology. I studied neurology, and that's how I correlate this both. But when you go only for NLP, yeah, this is not taken in. But here I can make you to understand the learning takes place in education. Now neuroscience, they have already, in most of the countries it is introduced. Neuroscience should be studied, because this is the prime thing where the learning takes place. But India, it is still in they want to introduce and all those, so that is a different part. But neuroscience should be studied, because it is because of the neuron that we are learning, and our part is teaching and learning is the major focus of schools. And that's how, that is very important. Out of curiosity, at least watch some YouTube clippings of neuroscience in teaching, how neuroscience can be made use. Watch some YouTube, you will get to know how you can make use of small tricks and make it very effective. So this NLP that I am using is nothing but, it is just like, if I had to compare, it is like Ajinomoto. You may be familiar with China salt, Ajinomoto, MSG, monoglutamic acid. No? So what is the role of this?
It enhances the taste.
Yeah, it enhances. We never change any ingredient to use this Ajinomoto. We never change any ingredients. So our children, they prefer having their party in restaurants. Why? Because of this food that is really more tasty than we moms cook at home, right? So yeah, what has happened there? So it only, if you see the whole mechanism of MSG, that is monoglutamic acid, if you see that glutamate, what it does is it opens the taste buds. Usually when we have our food, it's only 20% of the taste buds are open on our tongue, right? So, but whereas this MSG, it opens 60%, you see, 3 times more. That means a particular flavor, you can taste it 3 times more. At home, when we do not use MSG, it's only 20%, or the 20% of the flavor we can experience. Where through MSG, we can experience 60% of the flavor. So with that, though the effect, it is a debatable part again. What happens is, it may be a shock to the nervous system and all, but still it opens it up, and everybody is able to experience those flavors, right? So in this way, that become more tasty, and it becomes very good, and the children like it. And whereas NLP also can be used in this way and is used only in this way. We are not changing any ingredient in any field. It has its own methodology in every sports, has its own methodology in sports field. Then in law, there is their own methodology. And in sales and marketing, it has its own methodology. Business people, they have their own methodology, their own theories and all that. The NLP is only enhancing the outcome of in their own field. So that's how in education we can make it, and we have to
So
if
you
we
are
use it.
comparing MSG with NLP.
Yeah,
It is almost
NLP.
the same. That
Yeah,
it
yeah,
will
yeah.
increase the flavor of learning
Yes,
as it
perfect, perfect.
enhances the flavor of the food.
Food. Yes,
Okay.
yes, yeah, yeah, yeah. So in this way, if we had to go neuroscience, so the in the neuroscience, in the neurology, exactly what happens is it is the neurons who are neurons. When the something we had to learn, the neurons get connected to each other. Okay, only then the learning takes place. Take for example, you are learning cycling, and when you can recall your way of how you learned the cycling the day you started. Okay, so you were not even able to balance nothing, but after 3 days you were able to do something, at least balancing with the crooked shape of the body, something like that. You do that, right? And then we are confident, and after 3 months our teenagers are ready for all kinds of stunts, even with bike or whatever it is. Yeah. So what has happened there? Why in the beginning you could not even for 3 days, 4 days? When you learn something new that is not known to you, the neurons actually they are with the gap. So those who are from science background, you will be knowing that. So they are with the gap. And when we had to learn something new, what happens is they start forming the needed connection. What is the programming needed? The balancing and all that, no? The ear place balancing. So all that, so many things are needed to learn that one cycling. Pedaling has to go on, the body has to take a balance, and the movement of the body has to be taken care. So much programming is there. So how it starts? It starts whatever is needed, it starts connecting that particular nerve that is needed for that from that particular part of the body, and the connection starts as you keep practicing. 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, 10 days, 20 days, and 25 days, all the corrections that are needed are established, and it creates a pathway. It is like in the jungle, you have to create a pathway. You have to take out all the huge stones, all the logs, and then cut down the few shrubs and all that. And then you set a road, you put on the mud and all that, then the concrete, and the path is ready. Once the path is ready, you don't have to bother about things. You simply have to move on. That's how, once the path is established, you don't even, now you're not even realizing that I had this much difficulty in learning. You don't even know that you are driving. You don't even know that you are cycling. You don't even know that you are riding. Why? The path is established already. You don't have to bother about that. When will this, there is only one instance when this path is disconnected or cut down is only during paralytic attack or something during that time. If that particular part of the brain gets damaged or due to hemorrhage or something like that. Otherwise, it is perfectly okay. Now even those pre-primary, if I had to speak, those motor activities, the fine motors and all those things, once they know how to hold it, now we don't even bother how to write, right? It is established already. So this is how our neuroscience works.
Some of them are writing like we have learned the online classes. So this was
Yeah.
now even
No,
in the
we don't.
dream you tell that you have to operate a class, you have to share a screen. Everyone will be able to do it. Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even me, Shilpi ma'am. She was my first mentor on this online, transforming into this. Yeah. Yeah. So now you have understood how how the learning takes place in our brain, right? So in ourselves, because we focus more on brain, that's how I repeat. Now, there is no learning without emotions. Neurons do not learn quicker without emotion. Otherwise, needs lot of repetition. It is like even our all licensing of getting a driving license or whatever, it is like 28 days time duration is given, because neuron to get that complete pathway, it takes 25 days. That is a exact thing that has to take place, if only they practice. Otherwise, no, not that we practice it first day and we get it on 28th day. No, that is not possible. So this learning will take place, it has to take place, it will take place only through emotions. Emotions play very, very important role. Through emotion, you can lessen the number of days. You can lessen it even to 2 days. So that emotion can be anything. It can be fear, it can be anger, it can be disgust, it can be confusion, it can be shock, it can be peace, it can be joy, it can be forgiveness, it can be fun. So we learn it only through the neurons learn only through emotion. Now I'm focusing on learning means for us here it's converting information into memory. Please remember this. Only when it gets converted into memory, only then we call that as a learning. We don't have to again get back and check how have I to do and all that. So that's how it has to turn it into memory. And positive emotions are related, very much 100% related to associate memory. If you are into this learning, or if you can recall your B.Ed notes or something like that, you might have come across associate memory. Yeah. So it is only the positive emotions have that capacity for the associate memory. And that's how, if you recall, in our time and all, we used to get the learning was like there was corporal punishment, and we were really scared of some of the teachers, and we used to learn and go. But what are our associate situation with that? So
Negative.
that kind of fear. Yeah, but learning took place.
Right.
Yeah, learning has taken place. Maybe the impact was different, and that's how what we do, we avoid negative memories, negative emotions. We are to avoid negative emotions, because impact is very it's not pleasant at all. And we may not show that interest to learn. Children may not show that interest to learn. That's the reason. So this positive, this is how from 2000 onwards, everyone was speaking about that this should be positive, that should be positive, speak positive, let your statement be positive, say let your class atmosphere be positive. But we never knew why, where and how we should be, why it should be. We never know how, what are the impact of this, we never knew. But this is to go on. So this way. Now at present, they say now neuroscience, when you take it from 2018 onwards, neuroscience has started creeping into education. And now most of the educations, the schools, we call it the schools, no, the schools where old schools also, they say now fun way of learning, what Shilpi ma'am rightly puts up in her in the sure learning and all. No, it should be, our learning should be fun way and all. So fun, comedy way, and creating that laughter, that gives a good percentage of associate memory. It is like 3 times better than the normal way that we get the memory. So that's how that has come up, that has come up now, and this is how emotion should be used. So just to, can I conduct an exercise, Shilpi ma'am, or?
Sure. No. Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. We will definitely.
Can you promote at least 3 to 4 of them?
Yes, I will surely do that, ma'am.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I am going to upgrade a few of you as panelists again. Request you all to please open the camera if you are made the panelists. So Aksa, I made you a panelist out over here. Lara, I have made you a panelist. And I how many you need, ma'am?
Yeah, 3 to 4 is enough.
All right. So I have made Mugda as one of them. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, if you can put on your this one camera, Miss Lyra.
Right. Okay, I will make a few of them. Request you all to please open your cameras, yeah, so that we can have the activity. Thank you so much, Lara, Mugda, and Aksa. Can we have you?
So this is an exercise just to give you a glimpse of how memorable learning happens and how is that we are able to recall without much any difficulty. So here I request all the participants to close your eyes.
We have Veena also. Veena, can we have
Yes,
your
Veena, ma'am.
camera on? Yeah.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Kindly close your eyes. Please recall one of the happy moment. Maybe the time that you were awarded, your wedding day, first love, the first born. Try to recall all details that is possible of that particular happy moment. Where were you? Who were you with? What what did you wear? What was the weather like? Was it cold, hot, windy day? What yeah, what dress did you wear? Try to remember as many details possible. Yeah, thank you so much. I can see that. If you can, yeah, you can check Shilpi ma'am in that glow on the face. Happy
Yes.
moment. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Can you, one of you, like, you need not tell me the moment. If you're comfortable, you can tell me. Otherwise, no problem. But if you can tell me, like, how many these details were you able to remember? Were you able to remember, like, what clothing, about the clothing, or the how the day was, and the surrounding? How many details were you able to remember of that happy
Yeah,
moment?
I would like to share here if you can allow
Yes,
me.
yes, Veena ma'am.
Veena.
Yeah, so that was the year of final year college. I was in my final year BSc, and there was a fashion show, and there was a catwalk, and my father
Wow.
my father was very strict, especially regarding the dressing sense. So he would never allow me to wear Western dresses. After eighth grade, so I was always wearing salwar kurta, and I had a very long hair. Coming from South India. And so I remember writing my name for this catwalk, but then everybody said, "What will you do with the long hair?" So I said, "I will see later on. I need to get into the fashion show thing on the stage." So I somehow managed to somebody they tied up my hair into a bun. I don't remember all that, and then I borrowed a three-piece skirt from one of my friends. And I wore it, and in the catwalk, I had to take an umbrella because so that was an advantage keeping that. So I just
What
walked
was
on
the
the
color
stage.
of the umbrella?
Color of my dress was blue coat, blue skirt, white shirt, and the umbrella was, I think, purple. That I don't remember. And I walked the stage, and I enjoyed to the hilt. And I just walked down the stage. And later on, people were searching. One of my best friend came searching for me, and she said, "Where are you? They're calling you on the stage, and you're just
You
being
remember
declared."
those words?
Yes, I was declared the best
Okay.
of the college that year. Award came to me, which I was not expecting. So I can still remember the words of my principal, who was a very strict one. It was an all girls college. And when she called out my name, I was a cultural secretary and I was a college topper as well. But then something dramatic had happened. You talked about emotions. I had not cleared my MBBS entrance exam when I was in first year BSc. And that had hit me a lot. And I had been selected for veterinary sciences, but I didn't want to join it. But then I had entirely from junior KG till the college, I was such a studious person in the nerdy types. I said, I'm not going to write any more entrance exams. I want to enjoy life. I will do post-graduation in any other subject. But,
Okay.
I knew
Okay.
I wanted to enjoy life. So I entered in all competitions that year, in the final year of college, in the quiz, in the dance, in the music competitions, everywhere I gave my name.
Okay,
And
okay. Thank you. Thank you very much, Veena ma'am. Yeah, we are interested only that particular this one moment. How many details you can remember? So you were able to remember that one particular sentence, right? That was told by your friend. You were able to recall the color of your dress. Yeah, yeah, you could recall. Yes. Anyone else?
Also, her hair setting also. She could recall that also.
Yeah, even yeah.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I think we are running short of time. Yes, yes, Shilpi ma'am.
Yes.
Uh,
You can continue,
and
ma'am.
so,
Yes.
yeah, this is the experience of every participant here. You are able to recall. Now, if I had to ask you to recall what was yesterday morning breakfast that you had, what breakfast did you have yesterday morning? It's difficult, right? Yeah, because in case if that particular situation is associated with the memory, definitely that becomes a memorable one. That in particular information turns out to be the associate memory. So this is how emotions are very, very important. We need to create this emotion. So as a teachers, yes, Shilpi ma'am, thank you so much.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So thank you all the panelists who have joined us. Thank you so much. Yes, ma'am. You can continue.
So as teachers, we need to create this, create certain kind of emotion in our teaching. That's how, take for example, Jhansi Ki Rani is a movie all of us we have watched and we remember it very well. Maybe some of us are able to recall even the dialogue of that movie, but this was taught in our lesson in history, but we are unable to recall. No, we are unable to remember the things that we had learned in our school days. But through this movie, yes, because so many emotions are associated. So how come a movie that we remember but not the same thing that is taught as a lesson with the PPT, with the clippings of the video? We cannot, because creating that situation is in the hands of a teacher. So there can be a best of best videos given by Shilpi ma'am to everyone, passed on and everything. But how we bring that, how we knit that gap, that is very important. And how we create that brain-friendly atmosphere in our classroom. And that can be created only through our emotion, because our brain takes up emotions very quick. It's 10 times quicker than the normal thing that takes place. So that's how the best thing that our teacher can be is if we are passionate, definitely children also become passionate in that particular subject. When I go for inspection, sometimes out of curiosity, I ask, because want to check, no? Just want to know who is the best teacher in the school. I just ask, which is your favorite subject? At least I asked for 2 to 3 class grades and all that. With that, I know you can conclude that that particular teacher is the best teacher of that school, and go and observe that class. You ask which is the subject that you hate. So try to get from children, like if more than 10 people tell me that this subject I don't like at all, I go and sit for observation to that class. And that's how I do my inspection in 3 hours and start filling up all the things. So with that, you get a complete conclusion. You yourself can think, why did I like biology so much? Because my biology teacher was so passionate. When can we be more passionate? When we are so much interested in it, we look forward for that all the research paper, we check on that, and we check all the advantages, disadvantages of that, and we see what is that latest trend is there. So not that any subject is boring and any subject is interesting. Every subject has its own importance. It all depends on like how it is being delivered. So as a teacher, it is very important that we have passionate teachers in their they are passionate about their own subject. Only then the children get interested in their subject. So about this, you can post a comment in chat box. What made you to select particular to like this particular subject? My math teacher was very passionate. If I had very passionate uh, Hindi teacher, my Hindi today would have been very fluent. I took Sanskrit, but I am unable to speak Sanskrit. I only can understand Sanskrit, but that's how, no? So that is how. So we play very important role as a teachers. So here are few tools how we can make use of NLP tools to make our teaching more effective, or to get that desired outcome. So the first and foremost thing that NLP plays a role is, before we begin a class, we need to pronounce well the outcome. What is that we are desiring from this particular lesson? So there should be a well-formed outcome. This well-formed outcome is nothing but objective. So these are there in our lesson plans, but we do not pronounce that in the class. We do not say it to the students. Very important. NLP says, because brain takes, what are the advantages? Brain is more adhered towards advantage and disadvantage. It should be very clear, and the structure should be very clear. What is that we are going to learn, and how is that, what are the different steps that we are going to complete it? So that's how it should be made very specific. So as you know, setting goal and how to set the objective for the lesson plans, very famous theory that we have. If you can put it in the chat box, each one of you, goal setting theory.
Let's see if they remember what is the goal setting theory to make your learning objective.
Yeah, learning objective, goal setting theory. Otherwise,
what is the base? Yeah, I will. Otherwise, all my trainings will go in vain. Okay. Yeah.
I can give you a clue. No answers.
No answers are coming. Girls,
SMART,
please.
SMART. This clue we can give you.
No, I don't think so. They are able to relate to the question.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the learning objective, whenever we have to frame a learning objective, so we usually take this path. There's a SMART. So that is specific, measurable, affordable, and relevant and time bound. Yeah, this is compulsory, and this is also, the NLP also says the same thing. I mean, the neurons, these are all research based only. And here through NLP we got to know that since the brain is so much is interested, it is selfish. No, the brain is selfish. That's how we have defense mechanism complete, because brain had to protect oneself. That's how we can survive. So it always takes care of what is advantages and what is disadvantage of this. So this we need to mention, and all our objectives should be positive. Like for example, by learning this by learning additions, or by learning about currency. By learning currency, you will never be cheated. You will not be cheated by others by learning, so that you are able to count money, and you are able to calculate, and you are able to budget. So these are the ways that we can put it. So you are able to calculate, you are able to budget. So these are the positive way of. The negative way of bringing out this particular objective is that you will not be cheated by others when you go to the market or when you are in business. So the brain, the neurons do not take in that faster. So it should be always positive. This we need to take care, that not word and those things should not be used, but it should be more of positive. Okay, and advantages and disadvantages. So already I said that by learning these additions, you will be able to do your business fairly, and you will be able to go to bank, and you can do your own transactions. You did not depend on others. Others need not explain to you. So in this way, you can come up with the advantages and disadvantages of every lesson. Every lesson that we begin, we should have this on the tip of our fingers. The next tool that we are going is future pacing. So future pacing is the one. So this is like familiarizing the whole complete process that is expected in the future. Take for example, this is usually used just before the exam, or the child finds difficult a particular topic. Maybe pre-primary child is finding it backward numbers difficult. Okay, counting the backward number difficult. So how do I make use of this future pacing? So we conduct a meditation. We relax the child. Once we sense the child is unable to get it, even after the quite many examples that we have given to them. So we conduct a meditation saying that. So you close your eyes and you are seated in front of the mathematics book. You can see, and there is a pen being there, and then you are opening that particular page. You need to say, because this you need to go as if it is the reality. You need to lead this meditation step by step without missing any step, because it should be very clear to the brain. Where the brain has got stuck, those neurons can get connected even without being practically done there. Yeah. So then open this, you are opening this page and you are doing this and you are making it this way, and you are able to count backward numbers, and you are writing it on the book, and you are getting 10 out of 10, and you are showing it to everybody, and that's how the whole meditation to be conducted. So either even the examination hall, just before the examination, when there are 1 month, you need to start this, and for the particular difficult topic, you need to start right away. So at least 2 meditations, and after that, 2 days do not teach about that. After 2 days, only take up that tough topic for the child, because once the mind has set. So in this way, the future pacing to be taught. So the next one is about the matching and mirror and leading and pacing. So the pacing and leading is nothing but, so this is very famous tool in the business industry, especially to meet the target. And this is very helpful even in our education to meet the expected outcome. And here, the pacing is the one we are speaking to them about the reality, existing reality, and the lead is the one, what am I expecting from them. Take for example, I want Shilpi ma'am to click my this webinar as to like my webinar page. So what do I do now? Start. So Shilpi ma'am, I start with you.
So if you want me to like your webinar, then I will go to the YouTube. And or right now, since we are live, I will go and like there. One is that,
Yeah.
or secondly, when I get the feedback form, I will give you the ratings. What?
Yeah.
Yes.
So now this is the outcome that I'm expecting from Shilpi ma'am or from the students. You have one particular outcome. You have some expectation. Please do not enter class without expectation. You should have expectation. So now how do I do? But the things are not happening. I see some struggle there. And what do I do now? So first I observe how Shilpi ma'am is now, and I think she has placed her arms on the table. So I'm trying to match with her position, physical body position. Okay. And yeah, in between, she had put her tongue bit out. I imitated that. And she showed her teeth. I imitated. So all the physical, except you need to imitate all that physical position. And with that, what happens? The person has built a rapport with us, ready to intake whatever information that you are giving. Okay, in the beginning meditation also I did the same thing. I try to imitate some of you so that you are there with me. Okay, so with that, what happens? She has built a so this I call it as
Just one question here, a quick question. So if if I am imitating a child, and then so don't you think that sometimes the child might establish a negativity on it? They don't like that somebody is imitating.
Very subtle way. I'm not imitating sudden this way.
Yeah.
Any two position I take. Okay.
Okay.
So this two position I take. Then now comes the two. The first is matching and mirroring. So in this very subtle position, you never know. Just because I have told you, you knew it. Whereas in the first meditation, second meditation, I did it. You never knew that way. It is more than 5-10 people are nearly 20, 15 people definitely will be there in the classroom. So you take what is the major posture that is being present. Okay. So that particular posture, you need to take it, and that we call it as matching. And mirroring, in case something like that, somebody has not picked up, is still not with you, pick up theirs and make it mirroring. In case now Shilpi ma'am raises right hand, you raise left hand. Or sit this way, you try to make it this way. So this way, this matching and mirroring. And now I go
The person will not know that you are doing it, but it is like, you will get an attention of that person somehow.
Yeah.
So basically, you're trying to connect that.
The connect comes in. Immediately the connect comes in through the brain waves connect, we call it. So those brain wave connection of the beta wave takes place. So this is the subtle way that goes in. And then I say, Shilpi ma'am, you are seated in front of the laptop. and you are looking at the screen, and you are looking into the camera, and you will go to my Facebook page and you will like it.
Yes.
Yeah, and your glowing face is telling me that you are liking it.
Yes.
Yeah. So this way I get the response. So you are very responsive. I'm really impressed. So here I have used this technique. What way? First three were like reality. You are seated in front of the desktop or the laptop. You are looking at your laptop. You are looking into the camera. You are looking at the screen. You are looking into the camera. So four pacing I have used, and one my expectation I have pushed in. You are going to open the Facebook page and you are going to like. And again I come back. I can see the glow on your face. Yeah, I have come back to the pacing again, and then I see you are very responsive, because she was saying yes, yes, you are very responsive, I really like that. So I came back to the pace, then I can give my lead again. What is that I am expecting? So this is called as pacing and leading. So I think I
So
have got
basically, you're
the,
establishing a connect with the child
yeah,
by
yeah,
using something which which belongs to that particular child, and relating it, and in between you're setting your expectations.
yeah. So with this, with this way, especially when we were working with the transgender, we were able to get that, especially derivations. We were finding very difficult to get it from the, and the most of the thing to crack, even CBSE is not that easy for them, right? So this is how we were trying to get those derivations and those difficult chemical formulas and all that. So in between we had to make it this way. So you are going to do this, and this step you are getting stuck. We are not saying you are getting stuck. This step you are establishing it now. You are so responsive in between whatever that they are, but the reality should come in. Only the brain believes that filtering, no, the filtering should take place if only we present the reality. And here it should be like, no, it should be sounding truth. So this is the way, these are the very important tools which are very helpful to meet that desired outcome. And you can try all these. This even you can try with even this tool is very famous in with clinical psychologists, where to establish relationship, to work on family counseling. So this has been very helpful. And you too can use that, what is that we expect from the family. So those things also we can talk to with our family members. You can try. If children do not listen to us sometimes, no, especially teenagers, sit with them, you take their one posture, talk to them in the same way. And what is that one lead that you want? Insert one lead and come back to the pace and try on this. You can try on this, and you can message to Shilpi ma'am and let us see any questions. Yeah,
Yes.
we can connect to Sure Learning, and we'll see. So thank you so much. Thank you for listening to me patiently,
Thank you
and
so much,
thank you
ma'am,
being
for the
so
wonderful,
participative.
wonderful strategies that you have, told us how we can. It's totally, totally on a teacher. It is said, that it's a teacher who can change the life of a child, and it has never understood how. But at times it so happen, knowingly or unknowingly, you use a lot of, maybe a simple negative sentence which will lead to move the child from the path to a different path. So as teachers, it is very, very vital for all of us to use our words very, very appropriately, and try to motivate the students as far as possible. An awesome session, ma'am, and a lot of takeaway from here. If there are any questions,
Pleasure. Yeah. I love
yeah.
questions, because that's how, no, I too can improve my knowledge. And yeah,
Yes.
you are in the field now. You may be with
Yes.
another set of generation.
Yes. So, in case if you have any question that how do you implement this strategy in your classroom, please put it in the Q&A. We will reply to that. And in the meanwhile, if you don't have any questions, we are going to put we have a small assessment which we are putting over here in the chat box. And if there are any questions, you can please put it in the Q&A. We are waiting for your questions.
Shilpi ma'am, absolutely no question. Actually, I love questions.
No, I have a question. If they don't have, I have a question. The question here is, ma'am, if for by chance, a teacher has, sometimes unknowingly, if a teacher has been a negative influencer, okay, can that effect be undone? Is there a mechanism of undoing
Yeah.
that effect?
Yes, ma'am. Good question. The same teacher wishes to do it well and good,
Yeah,
very effective, very,
yeah.
very effective, very, very effective. But sometimes we cannot meet our own teacher because we speak about that negative impact later and we understand later. In such case, in NLP, there are tools
Usually, no,
called.
ma'am. Through my experience, generally what happens, you come to know about that you have made a negative impact only when it is a PTM. Okay, the parents will come in the PTM and said that, ma'am, madam, like usually I've heard parents coming to me and telling, ma'am, that teacher has said this to my child, and that is the reason my child doesn't want to do this.
Yeah, if that particular teacher is available, it is the best time that you build a rapport. So best one is you take this the last one, pacing and leading. You can start with that. The whatever tools that I have taught, with that you can start. You try to take the posture, or if it is you are not comfortable and you are not used to it, no, because this all needs practice. Otherwise the other person will be very much will be conscious about it. Otherwise you can pick up certain words, each one have particular word that we repeat it very often in our conversation. We use it as a signature words and all that. Pick up those, observe that child and pick up those signature words and build a rapport with that. Immediately, you need not make effort, just use those words with that particular child, and that beta waves are connected, and start giving the positive feedback. When you are giving a positive feedback, give that realistic one. I know there was a webinar on how to give a feedback and all that.
Yes.
So if you have attended that, it would be very helpful. Positive one. Now, even if I had to give a feedback to Shilpi ma'am, she was responding. That's how I said you are responsive, and I have evidence for that, right? So give that positive feedback, and it can be said. Then you put up your lead opposite of what the child had experienced. Maybe you might have told that child, you are good for nothing. You say you are really good at this one. You are very good at addition. You were the one who answered first in my class. No one answered. You remember that day, no one answered, but you did that. So I actually appreciated you. You might have forgotten that. Recall. You conduct that meditation of this one, no? Future pacing. Conduct that meditation, and with children you can make it very. And if it is a long time memory
Even
of
if
the
you have made a negative been a negative influencer, don't I think that the best message is take steps that what best you can do for the child to make the child feel special,
yeah,
but don't overdo it, or don't make it very obvious. It has to be very subtle, I
very
believe.
subtly it has
Yes.
to be.
There's one more question in the chat box, ma'am, by Anjali Yadav. Can there be a few tips for using NLP in the online teaching?
Yeah, in the online teaching now, body posture usually is not very much visible. In that sense, what we can, but with the faces, since we are making it very compulsory, the cameras to be on, with the facial expression, you can check what is the situation of the class. So in this way, we can take up the common words that they use, common sentences that they speak. So with that, we can build a rapport and check. And of course, pronouncing the learning outcome, yeah, well formed outcome, that should be toward beginning of the class, beginning of the lesson, advantages and disadvantages. These all tools can be made used in the online classes. So there are actually 22 to 46 tools are there, and these are the most effective that for within 40 minutes that I can teach. Only these 4 tools that I have taken, but all these we
Yeah.
can use it and we should use it.
Ma'am, I understand this is a very, very vast topic, and
Yeah,
basically it
yeah.
has to be imbibed into us as teachers, and in the regular life also. I feel that if we need to imbibe this in our daily life as, whatever field we are in, maybe as a mothers also, or heads, or NLP will definitely help you to motivate your team better. Thank you so much, ma'am, for the wonderful
My
session.
pleasure.
And it was really enlightening to hear how can we, how impactful we can be as educators. Here we have a small token of appreciation from Sure Learning, ma'am. Thank you so much for this session and your time.
Oh, nice. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Pleasure. And thanks to Sure Learning team, Orchestra International School. Thank you for this opportunity. And a special thanks to Shilpi ma'am for, my first online mentor. And she's the one who really boosted me, and she made me as effective as I am